If you want a woman to lose interest in you instantly, do this as often as possible. But if you want to increase your value in her eyes, never, under any circumstances, do it again. You're about to be shocked at how simple, and brutal, this actually is. When a man complains, asks for emotional support, or seeks sympathy, a woman loses interest almost immediately. Here's why: when a man complains, he signals, "I can't handle this. The world is too hard. I'm weak." And the female brain reacts to that signal instantly. He won't protect me. He needs protection himself. I need to look elsewhere. This is pure evolutionary logic. Almost every consultation I've had, half of them are about this. Men run into problems, expect support from their partner, and she just leaves. You might call it unfair or cruel, but the fact is the brain reacts automatically. Women aren't wired to be your emotional crutch, especially if you habitually dump your problems on them. From a female perspective, a man who complains is a burden. Complaining equals weakness, weakness equals a threat to her safety. If you constantly signal helplessness, her emotional response eventually turns into aversion, sometimes almost unconsciously. You don't even need to ask her for help. She reads it from your energy, your demeanor, your expressions. These mechanisms operate at the reptilian brain level. Seeking support marks you as genetic ballast. Dopamine drops. Estrogen drops. Scientific studies confirm it: women cannot feel romantic attraction toward a man who signals weakness. Her internal reasoning is simple: if he doesn't believe in himself, why should I? I know it sounds harsh. It's brutal, but this is ancient biology at work. Even the most virtuous women react negatively to male whining. And if her moral compass is weak, the breakdown happens fast. A few months of you constantly complaining? She may leave, maybe even for someone else. Exceptions exist, of course. If she's deeply in love, her hormones provide a buffer, and your complaints don't hit as hard. She might even try to help. But never assume this is guaranteed. Her support is limited. When a man sits in the kitchen, sad, eyes downcast, silently saying, "I can't handle this. Protect me. Fix this for me. Take responsibility," women pick up on it instantly. And their reaction? "I don't need another adult child in my life." Once her attraction mechanism is broken, it's not something you can fix with a snap. Stopping the whining isn't enough. Resetting her attraction is hard. The tools exist, I teach them in my private Relationship Mastery lecture, but it's still not easy. Here's the key problem: men forget that their partner is not their friend. Friendship and romantic relationships are completely different. You can vent to a friend without consequences. But in a romantic relationship, complaining and negativity destroy the reason she's with you. Right now, every time you vent, you're eroding your foundation. Relationships are fragile. Compare it to friendship: you can mess up with a friend, apologize, and it's fine. In relationships, whining can ruin your credibility in a week. We always do this backwards: we vent to women what we wouldn't dare say to friends. It's time to stop expecting maternal acceptance from your partner. Be honest with yourself: your partner is not your mother, and she never will be. Maternal sacrifice is natural, but romantic support from a woman? Rare. It's a bonus, not a guarantee. Women are naturally more anxious than men. They're hardwired to seek protection. But today, protection isn't about barbarians invading, it's about stress in daily life. If a man becomes a source of stress, she instinctively distances herself. She doesn't wake up thinking, "Today I'll leave him if he complains." It's gradual. Her attraction mechanism breaks slowly, automatically. This is physiology, not malice. Here's a simple principle: a woman's interest lasts only as long as she believes you can handle your own problems. Complain too much, signal weakness, and she loses respect and attraction, even if she still cares. What can you do with this knowledge? 3 approaches. 1. You could give up, feel frustrated, be alone, but that's not ideal. 2. You could pretend it doesn't exist, like believing in Santa Claus after 30, but reality will eventually knock at your door. 3. The best approach: stop relying on her for emotional support, rely on yourself. Accept that her support isn't guaranteed. If you internalize this, life becomes simpler. Pain exists, problems exist, but if you manage your own challenges, attraction stays intact. Without expectations, there's no disappointment. If a problem arises, solve it. If you can't, don't overthink it. Life is simple. Even a good woman has limits on compassion. If weakness and complaints become your norm, sooner or later, almost any woman will emotionally pull away. The takeaway is clear: female support is a bonus, not a default setting. Rare, pleasant, but never guaranteed. Now, the most common questions I get: does this mean a woman should never support a man? Of course she can, but here's the catch: support works best when you're already handling life well. When you break down, complain, or constantly signal weakness, her support naturally diminishes. What if I mentally collapse? What should I do? Don't dump it on her. Don't silently suffer. The best option is to seek a friend, a therapist, or even a mentor, but not your romantic partner. She needs a guide, not a helpless adult child. Imagine a ship captain asking a sailor how to steer while panicking. It doesn't inspire confidence. What if we have kids? Even more reason: stress skyrockets after sleepless nights, crying, and household chaos. Her capacity to emotionally support you drops significantly. What if I already complained a few times? Every complaint chips away at attraction. Women don't count, they feel patterns. Start showing weakness often enough, and she pulls back emotionally, almost automatically. Some ask, aren't humans supposed to help each other? Theoretically, yes. But reality is different. Men carry the weight of responsibility, and the partner's emotional support is limited. Accept it. Stop relying on it. Others say, what if I don't want to play the strong guy? My answer: don't play, be strong. Strength isn't about never feeling pain, it's about falling, struggling, but holding yourself together. Because if you give up, everything around you collapses. What if I grew up in a family where mutual emotional support was normal? That doesn't mean you can expect it now. Times change. The most valuable male skill today is adapting to new realities. You may not like the new rules, but refusing to follow them reduces your effectiveness. It doesn't change the world. Here's the bottom line: female support is a luxury, not a right. Complaining and weakness are instant attraction killers. If you internalize this, your relationships improve, your respect stays high, and you stop losing women to your own behavior. Solve your problems. Handle your life. Stop expecting her to fix what only you can. That's the truth. It's harsh, but it works.